Artificial intelligence. It's the new frontier of technology and could revolutionize every industry. This also includes the world of personal finance. It's intriguing, exciting, and in some cases, downright scary. We dig into that next. Hello, welcome back to Wealth Wednesday, our bi-weekly show to help you make better decisions about money. If you would like to catch up on past episodes, you can check out our YouTube channel. That's at Commonwealth Financial. If you'd like to learn more about our team of advisors and our company, you can find us on the web at cfswv.com. Artificial intelligence. It's the current buzzword and hot topic. It has impacted online retail, the automotive industry, the medical industry, news, and even personal finance. It wasn't long ago I saw several articles touting AI's prediction of a company's stock price. And with services like ChatGPT, it's only a matter of time before you have more information at your fingertips than ever before. Today, I'm joined by Evan Brockmeyer, a financial advisor and my partner here in Marietta. Evan, thanks for joining me again today. So AI is intriguing. The idea that you could use it to pick a price of a stock a year from now or 5 years from now makes for great headlines, but is that something you should really, as an investor, rely on?
No, the short answer, I think, as of today, my answer would be no. And I totally agree with you. I think it's incredibly intriguing. I think the technology is, incredibly powerful, but as far as ready for current use, I'm just not there yet. I think, a few things off the top of my head. When you look at some of the outputs that they spit out for various questions, some of them have just been flat out wrong. And that spans the gamut of stock prices to anything else you can think of. They're not completely refined just yet. Two, I've had some fun with some of the, you search what AI will come up with for a certain name or topic, and the images that it spits out are just kind of freaky. So I don't think that they're entirely there yet with that either. And then to the point of timing, today, I don't think that they can replicate emotions, feelings, and behaviors. And that is a huge part of what we do as advisors and a huge part of success when it comes to investing in finance in general. So without that, most importantly, I'm not relying heavily on it by any stretch. A question for you as it pertains to this. So helping clients plan for retirement and building an estate plan requires a lot of knowledge about taxes, Social Security, investing, probate, insurance, etc. Do you see AI as being helpful or harmful in this regard?
So I think the answer for me is kind of both. I've used AI just from what it comes up in search results. Google automatically throws out some stuff in the artificial intelligence space. It throws out answers and at least points me in a good direction to find additional information. And I think it's helpful in that regard because it speeds up my time in finding, at least pointing in a good direction to find answers. I'm not necessarily relying exclusively on those answers, but I think it can be harmful as well because I think people will do their own fact checking and they're not necessarily aware of what's true and what's not. And as you mentioned, sometimes the answers aren't correct and you have to be aware of that. So I think it's two sides of the same coin. I think there are some benefits, but I also think that there's some dangers involved with that as well. And having a base knowledge in some of those technical aspects, whether you're in finance or medicine or law or whatever the case may be, is a good starting point so you can identify what's garbage and what's not. Evan, as people become more computer savvy, are there concerns in your mind that people will become overly reliant on something like this and ignore some of the things that AI can't effectively replicate?
Yeah, I certainly think so. And what comes to mind is, when markets hit the skids and, ultimately there's some kind of a sell-off or a big news event that, requires some behavioral aspects, then I think it falls short there. We have to be able to avoid confirmation bias and, some of the other things that arise as a result of that. So I think it's going to take a little bit of time to get it ironed out and figure out what is reliable and what's not. But ultimately, down the road, I believe there's going to be a partnership. I don't know if that's the right word, but there's going to be a way that these are going to integrate. I don't think it will entirely replace humans. I certainly hope not. If we get to that point, I'm running for the hills anyway. So, but there's going to be some kind of balance struck here between what we're confident it can produce and how we as advisors, doctors, lawyers, like you mentioned, just humans are going to be able to leverage this.
I don't see it replacing jobs at that level, quite frankly, simply because there's still a human element to this. I don't know how a computer becomes empathetic to people. I don't know how you can replicate that kind of thing to where they understand how someone feels. And, as Todd and I talked in last week's episode, sometimes the right answer isn't the mathematical answer. Sometimes it's somewhere short of mathematically optimal, but has to be considered inside of the context of a person's wishes and desires and feelings. And feelings is something that it can't replicate. It also can't predict the future. I'm not sure how anyone could use that as a future prediction tool. What happens if there's some sort of catastrophic event? And at that point in time, people are the ones who can guide other people through some of those difficult times. I can remember back in the late 90s and stuff when the E-Trades and things came about. Everybody thought that E-Trade and the cheap online retail brokerage thing was going to replace financial advisors. And the truth is it didn't, because people still value the input of other professionals, and there will always be some people who do that. It makes it easier for those who want to do it on their own or who enjoy doing things like that. But no matter how much technology you have, I don't see it replacing people in some of those things. Now, can it do some things better than humans? Absolutely. And I think in some cases, AI is going to make all of us better because people will fact check us, right? They will look at the answers that we're giving. And if we're full of garbage, people will know that very, very quickly. And I just see that as being something that will help guys like you and me sharpen our skills over time and be able to attain more technical knowledge. But at the same time, we have to apply that knowledge in practical situations. And I'm not sure how you teach a computer to do that. Evan, what final thoughts can you offer for us today?
Yeah, I think one of the last points that you mentioned there is important to remember, that, there's not always going to be a surefire answer to every problem. And I think of our current client base, and I think they understand that. But a lot of the reason that they are with us is because they want somebody that they can tangibly call, visit, ask questions to, that's not just going to spit out an answer, but give them, be relatable and have a conversation and a relationship with. So, yeah, this is a very exciting technology. It's something that I'm excited to see how it develops. And, it's obviously powered the market forward over the last 6 months to a year. And we're all very thrilled to see that happen. But just from an everyday standpoint, I think there's more to come. Absolutely.
And thank you for your input on this, and thank you for joining us today. If you have questions or would like to talk about this in more detail, you can reach out to Evan, myself, or anybody on our team. Simply go to cfswv.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again in a couple of weeks.